Look around you, on the bus, in a cafe, even at the dinner table. You will see them everywhere. Small, glowing rectangles held in our hands. These are smartphones. They are more than just phones. Our calendars, our maps, our cameras, and our windows to the entire world. It is hard to remember a time before them, yet that time was not so long ago. Now it feels as though we cannot live without them. They have become a part of us, an extension of our minds and our bodies. We reach for them the moment we wake up. They are the last thing we see before we fall asleep. The rise of the smartphone has been incredibly fast. Just over a decade ago, they were a luxury item, something for business executives. Today, they are a necessity for billions of people across the globe. There is no denying the incredible power for good that smartphones hold. They have transformed communication in ways we once only dreamed of. A grandchild can see their grandmother's face from thousands of miles away. A family can share moments of joy in real time, no matter the distance. Beyond personal relationships, smartphones are gateways to infinite knowledge. In the past, you had to go to a library and search through books. Now the answer is just a few taps away. Learn a new language. Watch a tutorial on fixing a leaky faucet. Take an entire university course from our living room. A limitless library of music, movies, books, games. Perhaps most importantly, smartphones can be lifesavers. Call for help, find the nearest hospital, alert our family members with a push of a button. GPS can guide first responders to our exact location. Apps can monitor vitals and send alerts to doctors. In moments of crisis, car accident, natural disaster, the smartphone is invaluable for safety and survival. For every benefit a smartphone offers, a shadow follows. The constant stream of notifications, messages, updates creates a culture of perpetual distraction. It has become difficult to focus on a single task, whether it's reading a book, completing a work assignment, or having a conversation. Our attention is fractured, pulled in a dozen different directions at once. This constant need to check our phones is more than a bad habit. For many, it has become an addiction. They use techniques that trigger reward centers in our brains, just like a slot machine. Each like comment provides a small hit of dopamine, making us want to come back for more. We feel a phantom vibration in our pocket and reach for a phone that isn't even there. The very tool that promised to connect us is also driving us apart. We have begun to prefer texting over talking. We substitute a real conversation for a series of emojis and short messages. In a face-to-face conversation, we learn empathy. When we place the benefits and drawbacks side by side, the complexity of the smartphone becomes clear. It is a tool of immense power, capable of both great good and significant harm. On one hand, we have unparalleled access to information and each other. A student in a rural village can access the same educational resources as a student in a major city. A lonely senior can see and speak with their grandchildren every day. This power to connect and to learn is undeniably positive. It has saved lives, fostered communities, and expanded our minds. On the other hand, this same tool fosters distraction and superficiality. The deep focus required for meaningful work or study is constantly under assault by a barrage of notifications. The rich, nuanced practice of face-to-face conversation is being replaced by the shallow, curated interactions of social media. We present a polished version of ourselves online, hiding the messy reality of our lives. Consider the smartphone's impact on social movements and civic engagement. It has given a voice to the voiceless, allowing people to organize, protest, and demand change on a global scale. Yet this same technology can be used to spread misinformation and propaganda just as quickly. Ultimately, the smartphone is a mirror. It reflects and amplifies the best and worst of our human tendencies. The device itself is neutral. It is how we choose to use it that determines its effect. The question is not simply whether the technology is good or bad, but whether we have the wisdom to manage its power. We are drawn to our phones because they promise three gratifying fantasies. First, that we can put our attention wherever we want it to be. Second, that we will always be heard. And third, that we will never have to be alone. This third fantasy is the most powerful and also the most deceptive. We use our phones to soothe our anxiety about being alone. In line at the grocery store waiting for a friend, or even at a red light, we pull out our devices to fill the space. We have become uncomfortable with solitude. This fear of being alone has led to a new kind of loneliness. We sit at a dinner table with family or friends, but we are not truly with them. We are alone together. The problem is that a digital connection is not the same as a human one. It lacks the depth, the empathy, and the vulnerability of a real conversation. We can edit our texts, choose the most flattering photo, We avoid the awkward pauses, the difficult emotions, and the spontaneous moments that make real relationships so meaningful. So, have smartphones made the world better or worse? The answer is not a simple yes or no. To give such an answer would be to ignore the profound complexity of this technology. While smartphones have introduced serious problems, they are not inherently bad. The device itself is a neutral tool. The world is better. Access to information, global communication, life-saving tools. These benefits are transformative, but the world is worse, losing deep focus, losing the ability to be alone, losing skill for genuine conversation. We are more distracted, more anxious, and often lonelier. The path forward is not abandonment but mastery. Decide when and how to use phones, create sacred spaces. The dinner table, the bedroom, the meeting, no phones. Teach children the value of face-to-face conversation, practice solitude. The final verdict depends on the choices we make now. The world will be better only if we learn to live with them wisely, putting people first.